guys, welcome back to Reds Racing. Today's video we're going to show you our shop truck. We plan on racing this in what's called the Grid Life Touring Cup. It's a power to weight class that does not matter make or model. You can kind of do whatever, you just got to stay within the rules. So it's going to be more of like a road course truck. In this video we're going to go over it with my friend TJ, the host of our podcast, kind of about the whole build and like go through the details. We kind of skipped ahead here, but we're just going to kind of show you each individual piece as we go. This will be like part one's video. We did a lot that we didn't film, but we're going to try and make up for it now. So we'll just start by what powers our Chevy S10.
Alright, so here she is, the pride and joy right now.
In all its glory.
So basically what we're doing here is it's a K24. I'm going to pass it more on to DJ and let him talk a little bit more about the build just because I don't know that much about it. I'm just kind of the guy that talks shit. So let's go ahead, DJ. What's going on with this thing?
Alright, so it's a 2002 Chevy S10. I bought it from a guy that was actually local for $2,500. It's kind of a lot.
Like cigarette smoke in there?
Yeah, it definitely smells like cigarette smokes and nasty shit. But so we pretty much stripped it out right away, and we knew we were going to K24 swap it for GLTC. So it's going to be a road course truck, but K24, and then
what's the build like with it? Is it just a stock K24?
So it's a TSX. It's a TSX bottom end. It has a K20 Type R head, K20 Type R cams. It has 2011 TSX pistons.
That's interesting. Yeah,
it's the highest compression OEM spec K24 piston you can get. It's got RDX rods because they're forged from the factory.
Okay.
Type S oil pump, all the regular shit that would normally be when you do a K24 swap. So it's kind of like an OEM plus build, I like to call it.
Okay.
So it's OEM, but
it'll handle the power that you're looking to get into it. I mean,
right. It's going to be way overbuilt for what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We're expecting at our weight range to be right around the 210 horsepower for the class, but I'm actually going to ring it out and see what it'll make, just so I know about the combo.
Yeah.
I want to see, it's going to make a little less than 300.
Okay.
My goal is to get as close to 300 as I can. I just want to know what it does, so if customers want to OEM build that want to make good power, we'll see what it does. Because I've never seen anyone do this combination that's actually dynoed it, like ringing its neck. So,
yeah, me either. I haven't heard it. What manifold is this?
So that's from our friends at K-Power Industries. They're actually just down the street from us, not too far. Yes,
put my whole hand in that thing.
It's a pretty big manifold. It's been proven. They've had it on turbo cars, but it's mainly for all motor, like K-Miata stuff.
Okay.
But they do have a KE30 that's turbo and made like 550. So it's a really nice manifold. It's proven. They did a lot of dyno testing with Mikey.
Okay.
So
what's the fuel system going to look like with this?
Just pretty basic.
Yeah, I know it's got the K-tuned rail and everything.
Yeah.
And the injector's pretty much stock, or you know, like 1000?
No, stock.
Just stock.
Just because we have such little power like limit for the class that we're racing, it's going to be relatively stock. So
what's the fuel pump that you're thinking for it?
I'm just going to do an external.
Just
something basic, because we're going to have a full race cell.
Okay.
So it's just going to be something basic, you know, like an Aeromotive, you know, like a 750 Aeromotive that's way overkill, but it'll be fine for what we're doing.
What I think is interesting besides all that is how you guys kind of kept the same motor mounts, or like the stock motor mounts for it.
So we used the factory location mounts, but we made our own. So that's actually a transmission mount from an EG Civic on that side from Hassport. And then on this side, we made it solid. We just kind of made a crude one for this side since it's not in production. But the other side, we just wanted to kind of keep it true to, like, when you think of Honda swaps, you think of Hassport motor mounts.
Yeah, 100%.
So I wanted to make sure we inquired them. It did take me some modification of the actual mount, but it's just cool that my Chevy has a Hassport motor mount with a K-Series motor.
That's what I thought was cool when I came over and looked at it. It's kind of, and especially even when you have the full clip on it, you're still going to be able to see the shit.
Oh yeah, no, that's why I did it. And we might add another mount to the front. We're not quite yet positive we're going to or not, but it was just a thought.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the motor. And
is this going to be staying here?
Yeah, so this is actually the Radiator Sport, which this is my Radiator. I just got it in today.
Looks like it was a front mount.
It's actually, it's actually from a Volkswagen Scirocco.
Really?
Yeah, because the dimensions I wanted to fit in here because this factory air ram, it did deliver nice. So the measurements just so happen to be that it's going to be a Volkswagen Radiator. And
you're going to have all types of fun stuff in here then.
Yeah, so basically that means Honda motor, Chevy chassis, BMW transmission, Volkswagen radiator, and Corvette rear end.
Speaking of the transmission, what trans you have up on here?
So we use K-Power Industries adapter from K series to BMW ZF 5-speed.
Nice.
So it's a BMW 5-speed manual transmission.
Okay.
That's pretty bulletproof. Like, it holds a lot of power.
I've heard of them holding a lot of power.
So it's way overkill for what we need, but just because their adapter plate made it easy, I had the trans from another swap, so it was just
easy to kind of put it all together and get it going.
As far as I know, this is the first S10 of this generation to have a K series in it. So we're kind of just making things as we go.
Trying it as we go.
I've seen someone with the older generation S10 have one in there,
yeah,
but never this round body style.
So in the front here, what issues do you think that you're going to be running into as we start? You know, I can see that you guys are doing all of the wiring for the ECU and everything.
So that's the Haltech wiring. We're making our own harness. Well, it's Haltech's universal harness.
Okay.
So
you're just kind of bits and pieces all the way through, right?
Yeah, we're totally making our own from 100%. So they just give you the wires, the leads, and then we just make it our own on how we want to route it.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty easy. Now that the motor's in it, I don't see any problems.
Yeah.
So as far as the front suspension stuff, I know it's stock on here, but I already have all the other shit.
Yeah.
We'll do that in another update video. I don't want to give too much away, but the whole front suspension is already figured out. Factory sway bars, factory power steering, all the shit's going to work. The only thing is I have to do a different power steering unit.
Okay.
So, but the steering gearbox, as you can see, will be fine. So I don't think there's going to be a problem. My only worry was getting the truck low.
Yeah.
So that's the calculations with the suspension that we have to do. You know, because no one really thinks, oh, let me lower an S10 for racing. So we talked with a lot of companies to make sure that we get it.
Be able to have it dialed in and get exactly what you want, basically.
Yeah. So that's the front.
Right,
the interior, you can't. I mean, it's gutted right now. Jose, you can show them that this is what it's starting out to be. Obviously, fully gutted. We're gonna have full roll cage, full race seat. Everything's gonna be fully done and safe.
Yeah.
At first, I wanted to put the factory dash back in. Now I'm kind of over that.
Yeah.
Because of how much room that dash took up.
Okay.
It was stuck out so far. So we're just gonna make our own. Yeah, we're just gonna make our own dash, kind of like NASCAR style.
I mean,
that's like the theme of the truck is like NASCAR, but
yeah, you don't really need that big dash in there anyway.
no, it was just because I like, you know me, I like the shit more OEM. So, but here's the shit that hasn't been done before.
This is what I'm excited to hear about. So, kind of, what was your progression coming through here? I know you said it's a C5. C4 rear end.
Yep.
So what did you have to really do to be able to adjust everything to get it to this point now where it's actually sitting and it's all mounted in the points that it's going to be staying at?
Surprisingly, we didn't really have to do too much.
Really?
I had done some research about people using this rear end in other chassis, like trucks, like mini trucks.
Yeah.
When you start researching S10, like the bag community and like all the super slam lowriders, all that stuff pops up. They don't really care to have independent rear. The only reason that we wanted to do independent rear suspension, obviously, the factory camber adjustments, toe adjustments, so much more adjustability for handling. So we's like, well, these are readily available. It's an aluminum subframe. Let's just make it work.
Yeah, and I mean, it's obviously if it's coming out of a C4, it's not going to have any issue with the power that you're going to be putting down with it.
Right. I'm not too sure about gearing and stuff quite yet. We'll have to see how the K series does, but as you can see, we just kind of mocked it up. So I had to obviously put this beam in. This beam, not only does it reinforce the actual frame, because we had to cut a lot out, but it allows us just to mount our diff like relatively easy. I mean, this is pretty simple. It's a couple sheets of steel, and we put some holes in it to mount the diff.
Yeah, but it will be nice for stability as well, too.
Yeah, no, it's never going to move. It's totally perfect. And then we did drop-down gussets to hold the actual outer ears of the subframe.
Yeah.
So that subframe, that's pretty much all we had to do. We actually were going to make a kit if there's enough interest so that people could weld in their own kit for an S10.
Yeah.
We're not sure. We'll see how the interest goes, but if people were like, hey, I want that, we could cut these plates and then send them via mail and they could just weld them in themselves.
Yeah, which would be sweet. I mean, there's a lot of kits like that, and not exactly this, but for other builds.
We'll see how popular this goes and how good it works. You know, it could work like shit.
Yeah, I mean, it could be.
I think it's gonna be fine. I mean, Corvette. You know, so we basically took a solid rear axle car. Now it's independent rear. We're gonna have all the adjustability we need. Tons of room for my fuel cell.
Yeah.
And we're doing like NASCAR style bed, so it'll be closed off. The cage is gonna come through to it. Everything's gonna tie in.
Yeah.
We're doing a bladder type fuel cell, so that it's safe.
That'll be
get
cool.
Impacted.
It'll be all cool to see it all come together exactly how you're envisioning it.
Yeah. So right now it's still on its leaf, so we still have to make our shock pickups. But for the most part, the back is in and kind of like where it's going to be. We still want to tune up the mounts just to make them look a little nicer. Right now it's just in to be in.
Are you going to be running the brakes that are on this, or are you guys going to be?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna run this brake setup first to kind of see what it does. I mean, I would think a Corvette was meant to stop, so.
You would think so.
Even though from '84 or whatever year I got this thing from, but I mean, obviously I'm gonna update the pads and shit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna change it. We're thinking about doing C6 brakes up front.
Okay.
Because they came, obviously big pistons and. But.
Are you going different size from the front to the rear, obviously?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the front's a lot bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we still have to obviously figure out wheels and all that other stuff. So this is
the
the first update, that we had. We wanted to film more of it, but we're so busy. It's just like
it is what it is. As we start building through everything, you'll be able to get more. Each week we'll have more updates, and as we keep.
Yeah, as we do big updates, that's why I wanted to do this video so we could just update it. But we did film the building of the motor, which we'll probably just throw in like a random video.
Yeah.
And obviously, as the cage goes, that's a lot of people want to know. Like,
that's what
you're really interested in how I'm going to make it tie into the frame. So
yeah,
that'd be something cool to see.
Yep. So I mean, man, it looks at the point that it is right now. It's progressing fairly quickly from the last time I was here. I mean, it keeps every time I'm here. There's more crucial parts that are put in place and ready to go.
Yeah, we work on it every Monday night. That's like the only time we have. But we have less than 4 months until the race. So. It makes me scared. I already paid for the event. It's going. So.
Well, we're gonna be there no matter what. So
yeah,
just get it going, man.
No, we should be good. So like I said, next Monday we plan on finishing the Haltech wiring completely. So that'll be 100% wired up.
How's that been going?
Good.
It's going.
I'm glad we got Andy because me and wiring I can do it, but like he's a lot smarter at it than me.
Yeah.
So he's kind of taking the lead on that.
Okay.
So.
Nice.
I'll build the roll cage. He can do the wiring.
At least he's good for something.
Hopefully, he doesn't watch the video.
Yeah, right. All right, I think that's.
I think that's pretty much it. Huh?
Yeah, I think that's about it. So as we keep building within the YouTube channel, we're obviously going to keep having more updates, keep doing these type of things. They're not going to be very long at the start of it. If you guys have any other opinions or options for us to maybe go into other videos that you guys want to see, post in the comments, give us a call, give us anything on Instagram, Facebook,
whatever.
Anything. Just call the shop and we'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah, I started filming a couple videos like on this car. We were filming like the building of the bumper exit.
Mm-hmm.
I filming some intercooler pipes, so I'm just gonna film some random shit and hopefully they want to see it.
Yep.
So
keep growing, keep building.
All right,
let's go, baby.
That's it. What's up, guys? Welcome back. So we're gonna do a little update on where we're sitting currently with the S10 build. So the last time we filmed, we talked with TJ. We kind of told you everything. We have done a lot since then. So we started off by powder coating air intake manifold. I just wanted it black. I just kind of thought it would look nice. And then we got our Porsche 70mm throttle body. We're also got a lot of the wiring pretty much figured out. Andy had done the drive-by-wire stuff for the pedal. We now have a new post mount so we can run our alternator up top. So we run this post mount so that we can still have a tensioner but keep the alternator up top. That way it doesn't interfere with my steering box down there. I made this obnoxious intake. It's full 3-inch that goes out to the front where the light split is. I thought it was kind of cool. It's pretty obnoxious. We got our radiator in there from the Volkswagen, unfortunately, but fits in there nice. I'm pretty stoked on it. So it actually fits like damn near perfect. I still have to put some rubber isolators in there, but the radiator hoses are pretty mocked up. So what I like to do when I build things is I want to keep it simple. So if something fucks up at the track, I can go and fix it. So this is actually a radiator hose off a B16, and then this is the stock TSX lower radiator hose. And then obviously it's just a piece of straight. So if anything ever happens, I can just go to the local parts store and get something at the track so I'm not dead in the water. I could have made them all fancy with like, AN hoses and stuff like that, but it's hard to do that stuff at the track. So I went simple. Doesn't look as nice as I kind of wanted to, but it works. So that, and then the fuel system is pretty much up front. So we got a regulator from Fuel Lab. We're running our grams performance gauge, which is Skunk 2. Our Fuel Lab fuel filter, stainless element, because I am going to put this thing on Ignite Red to try and get that high horsepower number that we're shooting for. And then I'll put it back on 93 when we're in GLTC, when we go for our lower horsepower numbers. That's pretty much it for the engine bay. Oh, the header. So we finished the header. This is my first time ever building a header, so I made a little bit of mistakes on the progress on which I welded. So as you can see, I kind of had to MIG weld some of the spots because I couldn't get my TIG in there. But otherwise than that, it's all TIGged. And it goes to a V-band, so we can do our 3-inch V-band exhaust. And then we'll go to the back and we'll show you the fuel cell. All right, so we're at the back now. We got our fuel system. This is just slightly mocked. It's not finalized because everything has to still come apart in the truck. So, but you can see we did our full 10-gallon fuel cell. It's bladder type, just for impact. But with our cage and everything is going to be coming down, this thing's going to be fully secured. We still have to bolt it down, but it's all vibrant fittings with vibrant stainless steel braided hose all the way to the front. So it's a -8, which feeds my Aeromotive fuel pump, and then it goes to a -6 to the front, and then it's a full -6 return system. So other than that, this is pretty much kind of what it is. So we're eventually, in the next couple of videos coming up here, we're hoping to have the wiring done, and then we have to take the truck 100% back apart, but this is kind of generally what it's going to look like.